You think you've ever met a cannibal and didn't know?
Yeah.
What do you think human meat tastes like?
Probably like raccoon meat.
You left me when I was 8.
What do you do? Go out for milk?
Cigarettes, actually.
Cigarettes?
Ooh,
Awesome.
sticky, blicky.
Let's go! Good Samaritan in the house. What's up? Back again. Hi.
Hey,
The energy's on point. How you doing, Dave?
I'm good.
Good. Good. How's your day?
It's awesome.
Good. Anything fun? New?
I just had a milkshake.
What flavor?
Strawberry.
Dude, strawberry is my favorite flavor.
It's
Good
my
to see you,
favorite, too.
man.
It's good to see you.
That's how we intro around here.
Yeah.
So I'm Goud Samaritan today is our guest. My favorite person in the world. He came back because I messed up the video from our first episode. But it's fine.
Yeah.
We've recovered. We're here again.
You're back now.
We're back now. We've learned our mistakes. We've corrected them.
Naturally.
It's really what life is about.
Yeah.
Yeah. My life is more or less an accumulation of mistakes. Lesser percentage was corrected. You know what I'm saying? You ever look back in your life and be like, I could have corrected a couple more of those mistakes, you know?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Maybe just like 1 out of 5. Maybe I'd be like slightly in a barrel position right now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So should we pick up where we left off, or should we just start a new conversation?
Wherever, dude. I don't care.
Okay, so I want to go back to the question about what would be worse: giant insects as an
Okay.
apocalypse, or AI.
AI is probably worse.
True, but how long do you think we would last if there were giant mutated insects? Like a fucking month.
It depends. It depends on like what level they start at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they already have drones the size of flies, you know? So like the small aspects out of it, they could already kill us with small drones, you know?
I like something with like fucking carbon monoxide that injects you like a fucking bumblebee or something.
Yeah, or AI could just take over all the like electrical grids and just shut off the electricity. Won't
True.
be over real fast.
They could send us back to the Stone Age.
Man, imagine what happened if they turn off the electricity in Philadelphia. I know everyone, I'm just thinking about all the people I know in Philly. 98% of these goons don't even know how to cook without an Acme. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be fucking nuts.
It's gonna be wild. People are
gonna
gonna
be
be like
fucking
in the
riots in the
Wissahickon trying to
streets,
grab
man.
fish and shit. Barehanded fish out the Wissahickon, hoping a turkey comes by. It'd be wild. A lot of cannibalism
Oh,
in
definitely.
Philadelphia. It's gonna happen if the power goes out. Let me tell you.
I'm pretty sure it's already happening at the subway.
Yeah. 30th Street Station, there's for sure cannibalism going on. They cut the electricity off. It's fucking over. They're coming up from the sewers then.
Shit.
There's for sure, I guarantee, someone's been eaten in Philadelphia this year. Just makes sense.
At least once
Cannibals on
a
the
year.
streets. I was on the streets recently. When I was down there, I was like, feels like there's cannibals nearby, you know? If you're
Yeah,
under the
man.
streets of Philly in the sewers, you feel the cannibals' presence.
You think you've ever met a cannibal and didn't know?
Yeah. Like how you meet serial killers and you don't know, or you meet a sociopath and you don't know. You hear that was like, there's like so many average serial killers on the loose, and like a person like meets a serial killer, passes a sociopath, and or like people it might interact with a CIA agent and they don't even know. Same thing,
True.
you know.
True.
So like, yeah, if I've met a cannibal, probably, you know, at least one. I've met some shady individuals.
Yeah, I'd bet.
Where I feel like cannibalism's not too far off, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
What do you think human meat tastes like?
probably like raccoon meat.
Well, what does raccoon meat taste like?
Gamey. You know? It's like
Gamey.
gamey. I'd imagine.
Maybe if you eat like if you got someone who ate a lot of fast food.
If you ate, all right, so, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the meat would probably taste worse. We'll get into a dark conversation now, but if we're going to start talking about animal meat, I guess here we are.
Sure.
Yeah, like sometimes, all right, so like the bears, you ever hear of like blue bear meat? Because
No.
bears like specifically eat so many blueberries in some regions that their meat almost turns like bluish, right?
Really?
Kind of exotic, you know? But like, say you were to eat a human who only ate, let's say, like toaster strudels in McDonald's. Like, I don't think like they would taste like toaster strudels in McDonald's. I think it would just taste like crap. You know?
Yeah.
That's just me though. I'm just like imagining it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be good. Now, someone like, say, a bodybuilder, they taste like fucking Wagyu, probably.
So okay, I would say the probably taste better. I like how you're like. Have you been like plotting? You've been like hanging out the gym, being like, I'm not saying I'm gonna, but if I was, it would be you, buddy.
Please,
Nice. I don't know. I think like with with all the testosterone and like roids like make the meat taste a little off, you know?
Maybe it would be like no different from the growth hormones and chickens.
For cows.
Yeah.
I mean, most bodybuilders are on growth hormones.
Mm.
So we're just farming bodybuilders for the cannibals.
Yeah.
I'm now like imagining you standing outside like some local gym down in South Philly, just standing there like
With a fork and knife. God
like,
damn, look at that
I'm
one
not
run
a
on the
cannibal.
treadmill.
What if I was? It would be you. Yeah, you keep squatting there, dude. Keep working that ass out for me. One day, bite it.
Like some roasted hams.
Have you been standing outside gyms, dude? This is a thing now we're doing? We're hanging outside gyms looking for victims.
Or maybe outside of someone's house, if they have their windows open.
You know, I literally, dude, yesterday I walked out of 7-Eleven and I was like annoyed at this female in front of me, this lady in front of me. She had headphones in, walk out the door, I'm right behind her. She doesn't notice, door falls on my face type thing, you know?
Mm.
And she's oblivious to the world, you know? And like, I start following her. I'm not following her, but we're walking the same direction. And like 200 feet go by, and this lady has no idea I'm behind her. I can just tell she has no idea I'm walking behind her. I'm like, this lady, I could totally kill this lady right now, and she'd have no idea, you know? I'm not saying I want to or it's right.
You just
But I'm
get those
saying,
passing
like,
thoughts.
She could die right now, and it's her fault for being so ignorant, you know? She could die because of her ignorance. Yeah. You know, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it, but I'm saying it's her fault. She could be murdered right now.
It'd be easy.
Same thing. Yeah.
You just have those passing thoughts. You ever see somebody like texting at a crosswalk during traffic? You ever think about just kicking them in the street?
Kick him in the street.
Yeah.
Well, I forget. I was thinking about like, you be driving and see people crossing the street and just think about like not stopping all the time. I don't really think about kicking people at the crosswalk into the street. That's pretty wild.
What if they deserve it?
Why would they deserve it?
Well, it all depends on who you decide deserves it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is this a thing where you're just walking around the streets of Philadelphia, walking up to busy crosswalks, and you're sitting there like, that guy deserves it.
The guy's chewing his gum too loud. He deserves it.
Yeah, I guess if you're completely right. Obviously, if he deserves it, kick him right in the road.
Fucking spotter kick that motherfucker.
We're just describing the funniest sociopath in Philadelphia possibly ever. It's just a guy walking around at intersections, judging people like, you deserve it, kick him. And then from there, just wanders to a local gym and just goes, dinner. You know? Really?
Like a fucking, just staring at him like a fucking butcher shop.
Yeah. I'm glad it's funny because when people look at you, I wonder what they often think. The story we're going through right now is probably along the lines of what a couple people have thought. A good description.
Yeah. I've gotten school shooter a lot.
School shooter's fun.
School shooter's easy.
2024, 2025, black school shootings on the rise. I don't know if you know about this. It's hushed by the media. A lot of black school shooters these days.
Really?
They're taking over the stereotype. I gotta stop saying this joke. I've been doing some school shooter research because I've been cracking that joke. The whites are losing ground. It's the NBA all over again.
It's
For
about
real.
time.
It's not just a joke.
It's about time.
Yeah, we're gonna not have that either again soon. So, you know, we're losing a lot of ground on things we're the best at. You know.
All you got now is hockey.
Yeah, since like the 90s, like that was our shit. We had a solid 30 years with it. We were the best at it for a little bit. Not no more, but it's all right. Maybe this guy's having a hot year. We'll make a comeback, you know?
Mm. We'll see what your president has to say.
Not with Donald in the office. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Oh man, here's some. Wow, now we go wild. You hear about South Africa right now? White refugees from South Africa flying around the world.
I have not.
There's a white genocide in South Africa right now.
Really?
Yeah, their leader is openly just filling arenas and opening chants, kill the board, kill the white farmer. And there's genociding all the whites in South Africa right now. And all the whites, there's a bunch of white immigrants from South Africa going around the world now, which is very funny. Because it's like the opposite of what it usually is.
Now that you bring it up, that was a good point.
Yeah.
But maybe they're trying to stop the next Elon, you know?
Yeah. They're like, listen, we can't have another Elon, you know? That's just...
We gotta thin the herd.
It's fucking funny, dude. You know, this has been going on in like a past half decade down. It was like somebody's like, yo, Elon's a real problem. We gotta not have another one of these guys pop the fuck out of here. Like, that's funny.
Yeah, man. All right. You ready to
Oh yeah,
paint it
dude.
up
Fucking
again?
gonna paint some face, dude. Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Let's do this, man.
I'm not sure what to do this time.
We don't know what we're gonna do this time.
Yeah, I kind of want to do the same thing, but at the same time, you know, something different will be funny.
Go
Like
custom,
maybe
dude.
I'll just turn you into a juggalo.
Yeah, dude. We're not intentionally turning into a juggalo, but I feel like naturally I just turn into one with this paint on. You know, I just look like one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That's the ears, I think.
Yeah, that doesn't help either. Unfortunately. Oh, let's get some face paint going. We're gonna get hood, dude. We're gonna do it.
So, mythology.
Hmm?
You said you're a fan of mythology, right? What's your favorite one?
Mythology?
Yes.
I guess like the Greeks and stuff are fun.
I used to be like really into the classics, you know, Bigfoot, Mothman, Nessie, Chupacabra.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really how I got started into mythology.
The Asians have good ones, man. The Japanese and the
Oh, yeah, the
Chinese. They got
yokos.
some real fun ones.
Don't you have a kitsune on your back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, the Asians got some fun mythology, magic, and dragons. You know?
Like, I wonder what happened to all of them. Like, I'm sure they're still all around, but like all this civilization's probably killing them.
What?
Mythical creatures.
Like dragons?
Little dragons, yokai, all of them, really.
Maybe. You think there were giants?
Oh, there were definitely giants.
Nice, dude.
They probably lived out in the fucking, like, what do you call it? Alaska and all that.
Right.
Right, they were probably down there.
Do you believe like giants like Book of Enoch type thing? Like
What's that?
biblical giants? You know?
No.
There were giants, just not biblical giants.
What was going on with that?
They were just giants that roam the earth.
Interesting. I'm honestly terrified of the idea of giants, so. Think about it. Do you imagine something that fucking big? Like fucking Godzilla big? Smashing cities. You can't run from that.
Anything bigger is scary. Like, all right, so like think about like Ladybugs, not scary. Ladybugs the size of a beetle car, terrifying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Humans, not scary. Humans the size of a 10-story building, terrifying. You know what I'm saying? Anything bigger
Sea
is scary.
monsters.
What is it?
Sea monsters.
Sea monsters? Yeah, like sea snakes, not that scary. 50-foot ski snake, pretty scary.
Try a diamond shape this time.
Going diamond as fuck, dude. Who's got a diamond on their face? Gucci Mane?
Maybe Doja Cat.
Doja Cat got a diamond on her face?
Or like fucking Megan Thee Stallion. One of them's got that fucking Alice in Wonderland look.
What does the Game got on his face?
The Game?
Yeah.
Who? Triple H?
No, the Game, the rapper. Does he have like an ice cream cone? No? Am I tripping? You don't know what the Game is?
No.
That's so funny. That's awesome.
I mean, I know Triple H, the Game.
Don't worry about it.
But
Came up with 50 Cent.
really?
Yeah. It's very funny to me. I don't know who the Game is. I like that because fuck the Game, dude. You know?
Yeah, fucking. Even though I don't know who he is.
West Coast, you know? Let's bring back the old West Coast, East Coast vibe. Remember when it was like a big war back in the day? I feel like we could use one of those again. It's like get a good rap war going or a rock war.
Hell yeah, brother.
How come the rockers never beef like the rappers, you know?
I guess they're just not as fun. Or maybe they just get it all out of their system with all the mosh pitting.
Maybe. Yeah, if you think about it, like, the rockers could really use a good beef, you know?
I remember Slipknot used to have a good one with this band called Mushroomhead.
Oh, I love Mushroom Head.
Yeah, I remember them like getting into it with the fucking crowd one time because someone threw a lock at them because they looked so much like Mushroomhead.
Well, yeah. Yeah. There's an album by this band Mushroom Head called Double X. Pretty sure it's Double X or it's Triple X, but Double X, I'm gonna say. Man, I used to rock that album habitually when I was like 14 years old. I actually had cancer and I would go through chemotherapy and I would just be in the hospital for like months on end. I've listened to that album nonstop on a CD. Mushroom Head was my shit, dude. I love that shit.
I did not know you had cancer.
Yeah, dude. I was a big Mushroom Head Slipknot fan inside the oncology unit.
What is your favorite Slipknot album? Or song, rather?
I guess it was that self-titled one or Iowa. I didn't really like much after Iowa from Slipknot. I don't like you can sing and all you want, but like as Slipknot, I don't want to hear Corey like singing. I don't want singing from Slipknot. You know what I'm saying?
Like you just like the instruments?
No, like I like this first two albums. Like Duality, there's too much singing now. Like I don't like him singing. I just want straight screaming. I don't want any singing from Corey Taylor.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more of that now.
What?
A lot more singing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't fuck with that. It's not my thing. Like it's a different genre. There's plenty of band like once you do that, you just leave that genre for me. Like all the heavy bands when I was younger, once they start like crossing over and going softer, which they all naturally do. Yeah,
Maybe it's like a progressive thing.
that's just like as you get older, you get like
You start to calm down.
yeah, you're not not trying to go 100 on every album probably.
True.
I would assume.
It makes me wonder what's gonna happen to one of my favorite artists, like AXC.
It is.
They do a lot of horrorcore shit. So if they end up like becoming like fucking old school, like what's gonna happen to them? They're just gonna be fucking like everybody else. They're gonna be fucking polite killers now.
If I don't even know who they are, but if they're about horror, a horror band, I imagine they'll just get more theatrical as time goes on and more technically sound. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to
You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh man, our new guitar is really elated compared to our last album. Is what they'll start talking like that.
Yeah,
That's how they'll start sounding. That's how all rock stars start sounding. And if they don't start sounding that way, then they look like Keith Richards soon enough. You know what I'm saying? They stay in a perpetual state of drug addict.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who Keith Richards is.
He's a Rolling Stones guitar player. He's like one of the. He's still alive. It's crazy. You know what the Rolling Stones are?
Yes.
He was a guitarist for that, and he's like a very famous drug addict because he's been doing heroin successfully now for over 60 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Keith Richards.
That's fucking. How do you ever heard of those like functioning heroin addicts?
Yeah, some.
There's this lady who fucking like lived a normal life, but she snorts heroin like religiously.
Yeah, snorting heroin and shooting it are two different things. It's almost like two different drugs, actually. If you actually think about it, like it's wildly different.
You've had a lot of like experience with drugs, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, what's like the heaviest one you've taken?
I did all of them.
Yeah. Well, at least you can't say you didn't live a full life.
Yeah, I was around different people, or I put myself around different people in my life, you know?
Mm.
So at one point when I was like very young, you know, by 20, you know, I actually like, I had no goals in life. So I was like, actually, I understand, I was like, there's not a drug I know of that I haven't done, you know?
Yeah.
Because I had something to hold on to in my life, you know? Some point of pride. That's all I had got.
I've only ever like smoked weed. I'm a fucking lightweight. But I've like been curious like what mushrooms feel like. Have you tried those?
Yeah. Yeah, one time, here's a good one. One time, I didn't have a bunch of mushrooms. Didn't have like a couple pounds of them. And got into a fight with my girlfriend. I'm young, like teenager style. You know what I'm saying? In high school type thing. And she got in a fight. I deserved it, you know? Probably wasn't being a good boyfriend. So she took a couple of these Ziploc pound bags, not full of mushrooms, and threw them out my window onto my mom's driveway. And they
Damn.
exploded, you know? And then she grabbed a quarter pound of knot weed from me and just left my house and started walking up the road back to her place. And I was like, this is bullshit. You're not taking that from me. So I walked down the street and I picked her up and I put her on my shoulder and I walked her back. And then we just argued in the driveway. Someone called the police. And right as they showed up, like as they were showing up, I was just kicking all these knot mushrooms into the grass, pounds and pounds of them. Police came and like, what's happening? I was like, dude, you gotta get this lady out of here. She's crazy. You know, I took her away. Didn't get in any trouble.
What are not mushrooms?
Exactly. Exactly. That's how we not incriminate ourselves.
Oh. I see. But don't the statute of limitations still count?
I don't know all the statutes. You don't live life on a danger game, you know. And besides, anything we've learned recently actually is learned that courts are willing to change the statute of limitations. So don't mess around. You know what I'm saying, dog?
That's fair. That's fair.
You never know what the future leads. You know.
I'm gonna get this side too. Just because there's so much face.
Mm-hmm.
Looking good.
Feels good.
I know.
Feels like
feels like
lightning running through your veins. You know?
Yeah. I feel like you only fucking messed up the first recording just so I'd paint your face again.
Yeah. I actually still have the audio and video from it just cut early. So I can still do something with it. Which I'm thinking about doing. Probably gonna put up as like a 1.5 episode off this, you know what I'm saying? Part 1.5, you know?
Yeah. Or you could just make reels.
Yeah. Like I got it. Just don't know what to do with it.
True.
Have like a half episode. You know?
You just do voiceovers and make a bunch of fucking AI art.
Just fucking
Make comic strips.
just make whatever we want with it. That's one of my favorite things. I like you ever watch videos of like people doing voiceovers, like comedic voiceovers? I love that. Especially like sports and stuff. One of my favorites. People like sport like umpires arguing with like baseball coaches and stuff. And the guy just like voices over like, "You dumb mother effer." He's like, "Get out of my face, you dumb like piece of shit." And it's just like guy making arguments up, and I love it. I love watching people make arguments up. It's fun to me.
Yeah.
I feel like the Sistine Chapel. But like if the Sistine Chapel was like under a bridge in Portland.
So just covered in graffiti.
Yeah. Yeah. Real. There's actually a cool spot I could take you to one day around here. It's on one of the bridges in the park though, but the whole thing's graffitied out now. It looks sick. You ever been to Graffiti Pier?
No.
Ever near Kensington?
I've never
Off the
done
Delaware?
graffiti before in my life.
No, but there's a pier called Graffiti Pier. You ever been there? Oh man, check it out. So there's a pier. There's an old coal. They used to bring coal into the city, and it was like an old dock for coal looting. And actually, half of it just collapsed about last year. It collapsed right into the water, but some rest of it's still there. But all of it is it's just a giant abandoned area full of graffiti now. It's rad. Very cool. Full of homeless too, though. Going there at night, you need to be very on guard.
Mm.
Even in the day, you probably should bring a knife. But pretty rad. Look up Graffiti Pier. And don't blow the spot up. Because it's cool.
Do people go there a lot to like put their tags?
Yeah. Some people live back there too. It's an out of the way spot. Like the cops don't, I think, go back there unless someone murders someone, maybe. But it's a cool area. Cool fishing back there too. Don't blow up the spot.
I've always wanted to go into an abandoned building.
Ah, there's tons of them.
Oh, naturally, but which ones are the safe ones to go? Well, I know like none of them are, but like what's a good one to go into? Like what makes an abandoned building worth going into other than the mystery?
I don't know. You should start with Graffiti Pier. Go there. Then you can just go to... Man, just go to where like Olney and Germantown meet right above Temple. There's a ton of abandoned buildings up there on Broad. Just go have a time. Just pick one.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll make some graffiti and put your name there.
That's fine. I'm about to say, man, you can go to half of Kennington, half the buildings are abandoned there, dude.
You ever like done graffiti?
No. You know what I've come to realize is to be a graffiti artist, you also need to be somewhat of like the best. Like if you're a graffiti artist, you can't have fear of heights. I've come to realize,
Right.
and I don't like that. I was watching a video of these graffiti people. It was like down South America, dude. They were straight risking their. I'll show you later. Risking their lives like 400 feet above the ground, and I was like, yo. This is not worth it. I'm not about that graffiti life. That doesn't pay that well.
Just adding a little saying.
Yeah, dude.
You have any words of wisdom you want on your forehead?
Nah, man.
Cool.
Nah, I love Jesus and repent Satan, though, for sure.
Oh, then you picked the wrong guest.
For sure, dude. Totally repent Satan, bro. Love Jesus, bro. That's my homie.
Hail Jesus. All right. So like, I need you to take a little bit of this, right?
Yeah.
Like this,
Mhm.
and just dab it on your eyelids.
Oh yeah, you gotta dab it on the eye. I've done this before, dude. I'm fucking kind of a pro with this shit. I do this all the time, guys. All the fucking time.
Perfect.
People are watching this right now. I'm like, oh shit, he actually does this all the time. It's like, like I thought he was fucking with us, but he's really good at that. Back to my
You're actually
football.
doing a good job.
Back to my football days, you know. Football players don't actually need any of the face stuff. They just want it.
I thought it was like to keep the sun out of your eyes.
Yeah, someone actually did a test. They actually like had a controlled study with like hundreds of people in the face paint, and on average, it would reflect like 0.001%, if anything, of like 1% of light. So it didn't actually do anything. It's more of like a placebo type thing.
Mm,
Fun, right?
very interesting.
Yeah, so every time you like actually see those football players out there, just know they don't, it's not actually doing anything scientifically proven.
At least now, like, if I were to ever become a football player, I could just wear whatever I wear all the fucking face paint then. Just cause.
Yeah. I feel like there's something football players that like take it to the extreme, put some extra war paint on.
Hell yeah.
Jalen Hurts goes heavy. He goes like half face.
Who's that guy on all the Super Bowl covers?
Saquon Barkley, maybe? Saquon
Yeah, he's
or
got that stuff.
Saquon or Jalen. One of the two.
How you feel, John?
Fucking empowered. Strong. Yeah. Powerful. Liberated.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Badass.
Feel closer.
I'm trying to think of a word that a juggalo would use.
I don't know juggalos that well. If there ain't juggalos, tell me what a juggalo saying is. Here's the thing, like, I don't think I've ever met a juggalo. And if I have, like, they hide it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, I've seen, like, I've been friends with people and be driving a car after a couple of years and all know. I look down, I'm like, is that a juggalo tattoo on your leg? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. But they don't, like, they hide it.
Like they don't talk about it.
Yeah. But then I see the videos of the juggalos in the fields and stuff at their parties. And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of them. Never seen one, though. They hide it.
Yeah, I think that's partly due to the fact that it's like legally been considered a gang.
Oh yeah, did they actually do that? Was that a real thing? They did consider it a gang for a little bit?
Yeah, I think they still are.
That sounds familiar. That actually does sound right.
Yeah, and then Violent J, he wrote a book on it. But I haven't seen that book yet, but I know he wrote a book on the whole thing. And that's actually like one of the reasons why Twisted like weren't a part of them anymore, because they didn't want to be considered a gang just to be like one of the juggalos.
I don't know much about juggalo folklore, but I'm always down to learn it.
Me too.
I watched I watched one of those guys go and kill Tony and try and do a set? Yeah. One of the juggalo guys.
Really?
The chubby one.
Violent J?
Yeah, he went on to kill Tony and did like a set. Yeah, look it up after this.
I'll have to look
It
around
was
for that.
okay if I remember right. Like it wasn't a total bomb. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always hate when they bring people famous on and they bomb. Like, oof. Not good.
I've seen like only a little bit of Kill Tony, but I know I could never be on there. Just cause that pressure and just like all those fucking people. Like,
Yeah.
It's good, but if you do bad, you do really fucking bad, and that's up there forever.
I wouldn't mind it. I prefer 90 seconds though.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like minute is tight. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to create like some crazy good belly laughs in a minute. But then if you like get them, like then they want to keep it going, or like there's like zero. So like say if you have a pause break of like out of a minute, you have 8 seconds of pause. Like that's like That's like almost a fifth of your time, you know?
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't know. It's a thought. I thought about it though. It's fun. My problem is in Texas, and it's like a 1 out of 200 shot of getting on it. So
What would you call your show if you had one? Like one of the, like something like Kill Tony.
Oh. I don't know, man. Probably just base it around the sticky room, man, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Sticky mic or some crap. What would you call it?
I don't know what I'd call it.
Kill everyone.
That's a good start. But I don't know what I'd call it, but if I ever had a mic, I would want it to be in like random dirty places, like abandoned buildings, under the crawl space of fucking houses, in the woods. You know, let's fuck it.
It'd be hard for quality control, but it'd be fun. Yeah,
Yes.
you could do that. It'd be hard. Bringing a crowd would be fun. I'm just like now thinking like abandoned building at Broad Street. I'm like thinking of right now on top of my head how big that'd be funny.
Yeah.
It would set up like XXL like cipher vibes. You know what I'm saying? You know they're always in like a weird abandoned building rapping the cipher for XXL. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Not even a
How
little.
the fuck do you?
I'm 25 years old. I don't know
You know
anything.
about coming out the XXL freshman classes for rappers every year. All right, whatever. Every rapper you know has been on it. But anyways, they have a ciphers each year, and all the rappers, new rappers, do a cipher, and it's always in like an abandoned building like that. So it'd be like cool like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. And damn, I forgot what I was gonna say, but no, I totally forgot.
It's fine. So, are you a rap? You listen to rap at all? You a rock guy? What are we listening to?
I listen to metal, a little bit of rap, a lot of horrorcore. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I like underground music.
Okay.
Like there's the group I was telling you about, Al Azul Ilu.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a lot of good horrorcore stuff. Like, just imagine like a bunch of serial killers rapping.
Okay.
So like Leatherface.
All right.
Just imagine 3 of them, like all fat as shit, and they fucking talk about killing people and chopping women's heads off and fucking their neck.
So like kind of themey, theatrical, but metal. I
Yes.
like it. Do you know? All right, I just found this out. The guy. All right. He was Saruman in Lord of the Rings, but he was also like Count Dooku in the Star Wars series. He was just an actor. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. If you ever seen any, no Star Wars nor Lord of the Rings. Anyways, he was an famous actor, and he actually made a metal album also though. It was
Interesting.
themed. Yeah, I was watching it the other day. It was pretty cool.
I'm gonna need to look for that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link though. But yeah, he was the bad guy in Lord of the Rings and the bad guy in Star Wars, and then he made this cool like theatrical metal album.
Was he that guy with the long hair, the long white hair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
He had like 2 staffs at one point, and he fucking like spun that guy around. That was him.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So is he like?
And he's knighted also. He's a knight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
That's fucking awesome.
Rad guy. Yeah.
Would you want to be knighted?
I don't feel yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to have. I don't feel like it bears the same weight like it used to. No one respects the royal family anymore over there, you know? Like, since the queen died, and then homie's brother, is on that Epstein list pretty heavy. Like, no one's really messing with the royal family these days. I don't feel like it means as much.
True.
Like, if you got knighted by Queen Elizabeth, like, that bears some weight. But, like, you get knighted by Prince Andrew right now, like... I honestly wouldn't even tell people. It'd be like, I got knighted. They'd be like, by who? I'm like, don't worry about it. An intern. Like, an intern knighted me. For real.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fucking fun. I've technically been knighted by my fucking dad.
Okay.
All right,
Was
like,
he a Knights Templar or something?
no, this dumb fucker put Sir on my name.
Sick.
Yeah.
What's your birth certificate say? I mean, oh God, I'd say the legal, but now I'm interested. What's your name?
Well, you'll never know my real name.
Well, what's the
But the first fucking name, my first name starts with Sir. So now I'm knighted, technically.
Is it Sir Space?
Yes, Sir space space.
Mm-hmm. 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 So we can just refer to you as Sir, technically.
I hate when people do that.
What's up, sir? It's different. All right, it's different if you like say it as a name, like "What's up, sir?" Because then it becomes weird. Like, "Thank you, sir." Like I say that all the time.
Sure.
I like "sir" as a name actually. Now that you just say "sir" as a name, it's actually pretty rad. What's up, sir? It sounds like short for something. I get you hate your name, but I'm loving it right now.
Well, you're more than welcome to have it.
Mm,
You know, Sir John Nagel.
that's not bad. Sir Geltrude.
Geltrude.
Yeah.
Is that your legal name?
No, I was thinking of a cool surname, you know? I don't know, I thought it was rad. That's a cool name, Rock, dude. That's funny you hate it. Like, resent your dad, like, fuck him, dude.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that guy. Fuck him, he left me when I was 8.
What do you do? Go out for milk?
Cigarettes, actually.
Cigarettes? How long have you been out for cigarettes, dude?
I don't know. He came back with some random woman. Said this fucking baby he was holding was my little sister, and he never came back.
Like, yeah, guys, I went out for cigarettes. Crazy stuff happened. Anyways, this is Madam Elizabeth, your sister. Funny, sir. This is your sister, Madam. That's funny.
Yes. Oh, the irony.
It's funny though. All right.
This took such a dark turn.
Hey,
This is darker than fucking cannibalism.
He came back with a he came back with a he went out for cigarettes and came back with a different family. It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, and I had a fucking. We used to have a fucking dog. Yeah, he came to my house with a pit bull one day and said, "Hey, this is your dog now." He just found it. Random fucking pit bull, and he gave it to me, and he let me name it. But like years later, this dumbass fucking took him outside, but didn't put a leash on him, so he ran away.
Yeah. And he didn't come back?
No,
He
was fucking gone forever. That was the last I ever saw that fucking dog.
It's funny because you're in South Philly too. It's not just like
this was in Pottstown.
It's about. It's funny. Pottstown is funny. Was it a puppy or just like a full-grown pit bull?
I think like it was a puppy that it like started getting older, but then like I guess after a couple of years, like maybe even a year of him having it, like he got bigger, and then just it was gone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't happen with dogs. Like animals run away, like birds or turtles. Funny.
Not a fully grown dog.
That's funny. I like how he just found this pit bull. He's like, yeah, dude, sir's gonna love this.
He used to have like a whole fucking family of dogs. Like we used to have like one, like what? It was named Pow Pow.
Pow Pow?
Yeah, big gray pit bull. I think it was gray. I don't know. It's been so fucking long, but I don't know what happened to that dog, but it was like the dog I had growing up as like when I was like a baby or something. And before that, it was this other one named Tinkerbell, but she was like overprotective over my dad, so they had to give him away. And I don't know, he just always had a dog.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And-
Did you live in Pottstown?
No, he lived in Pottstown with his new lady.
Ah.
So we used to go down there to visit him and them and that dog. And after a while, we just like, after the dog was fucking gone, never saw him.
You ever try going up into Pottstown to some comedy? There's a little comedy scene up there.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Soul Joel's and stuff. I haven't been up there. Just hear about it.
I hear about a lot of mics, but they're usually super far, or I just am too lazy to go out that night.
Yeah.
Like they're usually on my days off from comedy.
Fair.
But I'm always like willing to just go out there to try and see what that place is like.
I'll go out to Soul Joel sometime. I'll ask you if you want to go. Fuck it.
What's down there? Is that in Pottstown?
It's in Pottstown.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Making another appearance in Pottstown. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. They put on shows and stuff. It's like how it is. Like once you get out of the city, it's just like random little towns will have like okay scenes. Worth a shot though.
Yeah. Maybe I'll find my dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like go up there and be like, just open up. Did anyone see my dad? Hi guys, how we doing?
Dog?
How we doing tonight, guys? All right, my name's Goud Samaritan. Anyone see my dad? It's funny.
Or my dog?
Or my looking for my pit bull. Ran away 12 years ago, but I know he's still out there.
You might find him eating garbage.
My pit bull ran away 20 years ago. I have faith he's still out there.
That's you again, motherfucker.
Fine.
Some things never change. You still fucking rubbing your face.
I'm a face toucher. I do it. I've come to find that out. It's something I never learned about myself until like you have a bunch of paint on your face. Like I never realized the extent of how much I touch my face. Probably not good.
Well, you always feel like there's something on your face, so I get it.
Yeah, that's true. I do wash my hands a lot when I'm out, though. A lot of doorknobs when I'm out. I don't like it.
Yeah. What's like a good Halloween you remember?
One Halloween I went out to Phoenix to see Tool, Coheed and Cambria and Primus at a concert. They threw this big concert, like 100,000 people in Phoenix, and it was on Halloween night, so everybody dressed up, and it was this big outdoor concert. It was rad. It was very cool, and like everyone was like flooding into the city from like all sides, and like it was just like this giant parade flooding into Phoenix, and like everyone was dressed up in costumes, so it was just like wild to see. It was pretty cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun one. What about you? I feel like Halloween's like your favorite day of the year for some reason.
Well, it used to be, but lately it's fallen off, I don't remember really having any good, really good Halloweens. But I did have a couple where I would like get a full-size candy bar, or like we would go to these the rich neighborhoods. That's where we used to go a lot.
Yeah, that's where you have to go. You got to go to the burbs and hit the rich neighborhoods because they give out full size.
Yeah,
it's the only way to live, honestly. Dang. Oh, did you go trick or treating still?
if I can.
Yeah.
I mean, if they got like those bowls of candy that they let you take, I take like a handful of them.
Nice. When I owned my old house I owned, I used to go hard on holidays, Christmas and Halloween. And I used to have a friend who was a grave digger over in
oh shit,
over in Doylestown. And
so wait, did they dig up bodies, or did they dig
He was
graves for
he
the
like
bodies?
maintained the graves. He would go out and dig the graves before. He was the guy who like dug them up and like filled them in and like mowed the grass. He was just like the groundskeeper there.
Mm,
And
the Undertaker.
yeah, but he was just a 25-year-old black Nigerian kid, and he was so cool. But he like just ran the graveyard there. So I was like, and he was also my roommate. So I was like, yo, bring some headstones home. We got some headstones, lined the yard with like real headstones. I was like, give me some real ones. I want birthday and dead date. Because they're hard to come by if you're shopping for gravestones in the graveyard. Like you're not going to take one that's being used. Obviously, that's not good. But they
Yeah, it's
got
bad
old
luck.
ones. But to find one with the birthday and the death date, they're rare. They're a rare commodity in the graveyard industry. So I snagged me a couple, and I put up some lines and stuff. Made some like statues. Like, dude, I was like building like 2x4 like people, putting cloaks over them. Like, had like people flying through the air and stuff. Cloaked out. Went hard on Halloween, dude. Scaring kids. I'd have like all these set up dummy like cloaks of ghosts just standing in the yard, and then have a couple buddies like standing up in cloaks and jump out to scare the kids.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, we went hard, dude.
That's the only thing. Well, that's the only thing I want to do for Halloween, like that I've never gotten to do, like building up like those big whatevers and like scaring kids and giving out candy. Because usually my neighborhood is like a ghost town during Halloween.
Yeah, well, we did it successfully because my house was me as a mason, my one buddy who was an electrician, my other buddy who was a plumber, my other buddy was a carpenter, and then the other guys just did random trades. So everyone who lived in the house was like a skilled tradesman. So we just built the coolest shit for like all the different holidays. We looked cool. We were crushing the game, dude.
It gotta be awesome knowing people who can build shit.
Yeah, everyone loved us because we put on the coolest stuff in the neighborhood. Yeah. But those days are gone. One day I'll get in our house again. Get to do that. That's the problem with like living in apartments in the cities. You don't get to do that.
Yeah. And the fucking charm of Halloween is slowly slipping away.
Yeah.
But I feel like now Halloween should be a blueprint for what you want to be when you grow up. Like, how do you want to dress when you get a bit older?
You're saying that's how it is, or that's how it should be?
That's how it should be.
Okay. All right. Because I was like, half these girls dress like hoes. That'd be funny.
Well, maybe they all want to be OnlyFans models when they grow up.
I saw some stat the other day. Maybe I'm tripping. But wasn't something like, I think it was like 10% of girls between the ages of 18 and 24 on OnlyFans? Like 1 out of 10?
Really?
It's a high stat to me. 1 out of 10?
Maybe it's just like more popularized because of the internet.
Wonder if like it will grow like in 10 years, be like 1 out of 5
Or 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10. Dude, 1 out of 2 would be crazy.
Shit.
That's like truly the goal. Then it's just like, what are you gonna do? It's like,
Yeah. Then no one can say anything.
well, probably people. I still like feel like it'll never go away. Like that's one of those things I don't know if it's ever gonna go away. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's here to stay now.
Yeah.
The fucking Pandora's box has already been opened.
Oh yeah. Oh hell, the internet, dude. Yeah.
Kill the internet.
Hell, the AI machine is about to take over the world, bro. Our new leaders are here.
God damn. I'd still take the fucking apocalypse over the insects. Because I feel like they'll just turn us into batteries at that point.
Yeah. If we're not already. We could just be in a weird, elaborate matrix system right now. You ever watched The Matrix, brother?
I have.
There you go. I was curious because I haven't watched the other greats, like Lord of the Rings and shit. So I was like, what?
I thought there was only one like Matrix movie. I didn't know there was a whole series.
Yeah, they got worse as they went on.
Yeah.
The concept's good though.
I didn't care for the recent one.
I didn't even watch. Is there a fourth one now? I think, if I'm not mistaken. But
maybe.
Yeah, no, it was the first one for me. That's a great movie. After that, I was like,
Yeah, and all the combat was gone too. Like they didn't do kung fu moves or anything.
Yeah,
He just fucking reached out his hands and pushed everybody with fucking like fucking force powers.
that's really what Keanu did right with John Wick. Is like just made it all about action.
Yeah, why the fuck didn't they like take like that aspect from John Wick and put it in fucking Matrix?
I think that's why Keanu did that with John Wick. Like in the newest John Wick movie, he refused to do it because he had too many words. Like they were trying to make it less action, more words, and Keanu was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." And they made him rewrite the script so it was only like 200 words for John Wick, and it was just like back to action. So I think Keanu like kind of learned the mistakes. He's kind of a legend in the film industry, low key.
Yeah, he's done a lot of good work. I forgot he was in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
God damn. It's kind of fucking funny seeing him as fucking, what was he? Which one was he in that one?
Who's Bill? I think, right?
Yeah, it's funny to see
Bill
him.
was the blonde, right? Bill was the blonde. Yeah.
Maybe. But it's funny to see him as fucking John Wick and then to go back to that role with the same fucking look, the same long hair,
I
the
didn't
beard.
watch it. Was it good? I didn't see the new one. Isn't there a new one, right?
Oh, it fucking sucked.
Oh yeah, I can't.
It fucking retcons everything.
I can't imagine.
That's why I hate sequels too.
Like
like
is there a
unnecessary
new Dumb and
sequels.
Dumber also coming out? Like a new one.
Another one?
With Jim Carrey. Like not they made another one with different people, but now it's Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels again. And they're like, it's a new one. I just saw a preview for it in the movie theater.
I haven't seen that, but I'm sure it's gonna suck too.
Hopefully Jim Carrey doesn't let them. If you're gonna take 20 years to make a sequel to like one of the greatest comedies ever,
It's too
and have the
too
same
late.
two people in it, like hopefully you take the time of day to not ruin it. We'll
Yeah,
see.
you know they just want the money. It's just for nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know. Jim Carrey don't need the money. Jim Carrey ain't about that money. Like, if you ever see that dude, like,
Yeah, he
delve into
looks
his personal
happy.
life.
Like I've seen it. Like he does a lot of art now.
Yeah,
It's
he's
good
out
for him.
there. Yeah, he actually has one of the best commencement speeches I ever watched. It was at the Maharishi Institute. It was like this big college, and he did a commencement speech for him. It was like one of the best commencement. I love commencement speeches. I don't know why. I watch them a lot.
Is that like those like speeches they do at the end of graduations?
Yeah, and they come on
Nice.
like, "You guys are the future," blah blah blah. Jim Carrey had one of the best ones ever, though. It was great. You should Google and watch it after. It's like 8 minutes long. Maharishi Institute, Jim Carrey's commencement speech. Google it. Big fan of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen like many commencement speeches, but I did read a book that was like based on the commencement speech that John Waters did. You heard of John Waters before? So he did Hairspray, this movie called Pink Flamingos. He's
Sounds
like
right.
one of the most edgy like writers and directors you'll ever see.
Okay.
Like he did a lot of fucking wild shit.
Mhm.
He also made this movie called Serial Mom, which you should probably check out.
Serial Mon.
Serial Mom.
Okay.
It's basically about a mom who is like a suburbs mom who becomes a fucking serial killer over the littlest shit. Like if you don't make your bed before you leave the house, or if you chew gum, she hates gum chewers, and so, or if you're just rude, she'll fucking beat you to death with a fucking roast beef sandwich.
A roast beef sandwich.
It's like a roast beef sandwich, or like a fucking leg of lamb or something. Like she just fucking she's nuts.
I like the things you find humor in. It's my favorite thing. It's so dark.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, dude, I just want to see someone get beat with a roast beef sandwich. It's great. Did you ever see this movie where they beat people with roast beef sandwiches? Like, nah, so I haven't seen that one. What is it called again, though?
Serial Mom.
Serial Mom. We'll look into that. Who's the director again? John Waters.
John Waters.
Okay.
He also made Hairspray.
Okay.
That's a musical. You probably won't like that.
No, I know the musical. I've heard of that.
Hmm.
Yeah. I've watched a bunch of musicals. I used to like Sweeney Todd. I love
I
Sweeney
fucking
Todd,
love
dude.
Sweeney Todd.
I've seen Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp 100 times. I have that joint on my playlist on Spotify. I ride around listening to that. I can sing Sweeney Todd verbatim all the way through, pretty much a cappella probably. That's how much I like Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
So I do listen to musicals.
Nice. So going back to DVDs, would you keep a library and have Sweeney Todd?
DVDs?
Yeah, like would you have that as a DVD?
I did.
You did.
Yeah. When I had DVDs, I would
But
have Sweeney Todd.
Would you have it again?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Like,
If I was to get a DVD player right now, I would assume I would go out and get my top 20 favorite movies. And I think Sweeney Todd would probably be on there.
I don't care how advanced we get. I think DVDs should stay like relevant. Because you should always have like a physical copy of your favorite movie or book.
Yeah, physical copies are something that will be obsolete. It's weird that CDs are the last like form of like physical copy. Really. There was a bunch before that, but now it's like CD is kind of the last one.
Yeah, and then vinyls made a comeback. Were they always like popular?
I think it's like more of a vintage thing that kind of came back. It was like kind of a vintagey thing. It came back kind of cool now. But like, no one listens to fucking vinyls, dude. People collect vinyls. No one fucking listens to them. The only people that listen to vinyls are hipsters, and that's the only people that listen to them. There's no reason.
True. But I would still want to have a collection of vinyls.
Yeah.
Just because.
I mean, I have a bunch of vinyls in storage. Don't know why. But I got them.
Just for like for autograph sakes, like would you have that? Like keep them?
Yeah, I mean, I have vinyls in storage. If I go to a yard sale and I see a cool vinyl, I'll still get it. Just because I get cool things, you know? Like if I saw like a cool like Led Zeppelin vinyl, if I see like especially like old like big bands like old Zeppelins or like old like Black Sabbaths like from the 70s and 80s, like I grab them instantly. You know, they're cool to keep. Piece of history, but I'm not gonna get like Doja Cat's vinyl from 2021. Like, why would I do that? That's crazy to me. Difference.
True.
But if you came across like Nirvana's vinyl from 93, you know, that'd be cool. If you came across their original In Utero album from 93, that'd be cool. Be a cool thing to snag. Difference.
True. What about magazines?
I'm not a big fan of magazines. There are a bunch of magazines in storage too. But like, I never collected them. I was weird. They always come from like different people. Houses are clean out, or like my mom's keep magazines. It's like weird. Grandparents like accumulated weird amounts of magazines in storage over the years. Time magazines and stuff. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I think that's one of the things that's not, maybe, I think it's one of the things that's not really going to hold up. Because people just are getting dumber and no one wants to read, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 50% of Detroit can't read. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know if magazines are going to be the archive people are interested in, maybe. But I feel like people are just going to get dumber to eventually, like, you know, idiocracy is the thing, you know, and everyone's just dumb and reading.
I forgot about that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That is our future, isn't it?
It's already happening, really. People are stupid. Critical thing, like, it was not coincidence. Critical thinking percentages were taken out of American schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, this used to be classes. Now they're not. Damn. Now they're electives.
So do you think that's like, well, since that's happening now, is that like the first stage to AI? Like they want to keep us dumber so that like the machines can be smarter than us and then take over eventually?
Our modern schooling system in America was created by John D. Rockefeller. Like the whole basis, what he wanted to do was create a schooling system to train the humans, almost like lab rats, to how to become good workers. So our schooling system really wasn't derived to become like the best thinkers or smartest country. It was how to train American youth to become good workers.
I see that.
It was like that's just factual. Like Rockefeller made it.
Wow.
Yeah. If you think about it, like, now it makes sense. He's like, oh, that's why it's so coincidentally like a 40-hour work week, and it's just a bunch of nonsense and repetitive shit that doesn't actually have anything to do with anything.
Really, and all the fucking What is it?
Mhm.
What do you call that? Like when it's like memorized shit.
Memorization.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like it's really like the difference. Like so, like IQ, one of the greatest, like the main like things in IQ is like how fast you can learn a task. You know, it's like it's a big like thing part of IQ is how fast you can learn something and retain it. But like schooling is more or less like how fast, like can you memorize something? You know, it's like different. It's actually funny. I was looking at like schooling systems around the world. Like Chinese like schooling systems different than America, and their schooling is really like taken like it completely goes away from imaginary and it's all about like just straight statistic, and it's weird. They kind of took it in a different way than us. Who knows where it'll go? I don't know. It might be bear though.
Mm,
I don't know.
might be.
I don't know, dude. But American schooling system's wild. Who knows? I don't like our schools. Schools are wild.
Schools are dying.
No. Teachers' unions and stuff. Just got to get back to the roots. Get a wise man on the corner. Sit some children down in front of him. Let them tell stories. You know?
Yes.
I probably
Tell
won't
them
work well in Philly, dude. Imagine half the creepers on the corner start preaching. There's this crackhead lady right down the streets out here every day. Just imagine her as a street preacher teaching the children, teaching the youth of America. Be wild.
Let me tell you how to piss into a paper bag.
So you guys want to know how to cook meth? Like that's what this lady.
You just farted your face again.
Oh no. Let's go. We're still here. We're living it.
Nice. I'll fix it later.
Nah, we're fine, dude. We're good. We're living life, dude. Whatever. Oh, so what do you want to talk about, man? You got like 10 more minutes to crush on here.
I want to talk more about Charles Manson.
How about John Smith?
Charles Manson.
Oh, they said John Smith. I was like, Mormons?
Oh
The
wait.
Church of St. Latter Day? All right, Charles Manson. I'm on to Charles. Let's do it.
Do you think that he actually, like, what's the word? Constructed that murder, or do you think it was his followers who like penned him?
Do you think he's the one who constructed it or his followers constructed it? I don't know. I'm not into that case as much as I should be. I've more or less like been into Manson like post prison. Like most of the things I've ever watched with Manson have been post prison. All of his interviews and everything like that.
Hmm.
So like I haven't really like actually been into the case that heavy. I didn't watch the trials. I know about them, you know. I know the ladies all went, but I don't really know like the evidence of whether he orchestrated or not. Do you think he did?
I like to keep it up to interpretation,
Okay.
just because there's a lot of certain things to like consider, like the way he lived his life and how people like perceive the things he said, and like what those followers might have been going through, you know?
All I know is I've been watching a lot of not Marilyn Manson.
Charles.
Well, I've watched a lot of Marilyn Manson interviews. Incredibly articulate individual, by the way. People judge a cover by his book. Marilyn Manson's quite the scholarly individual. Charles Manson. Yeah, the more interviews I watch of Charles Manson, I just like you gotta be like, all right, this dude was clearly tweaked out by a lot of LSD. So if you take the tweaker energy and just put that aside, you're like, this guy saying some stuff that kind of makes a little bit of sense sometimes. Just saying. Stuff I probably can't repeat on here, but it's just saying. Makes a little sense.
Yeah, and a lot of his lyrics kind of make sense too.
Yeah.
Like
Start noticing. Never stop noticing. You know what I'm saying? Those who know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Manson fan, though. He's still alive, right?
Nah, he died in 2017.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember. That's a crazy long time. How long is he in there? Like 50 years?
Nah, he's been in there since the fucking 60s.
So it was like, yeah, it was like 50 some years. That's a long time, brother.
Long fucking time.
Yeah. Good for him, though. Dude, imagine being in solitary that long.
Shit. You probably wouldn't even be the same person.
I was like honestly thinking about it. I was like, dude, imagine having nothing but 100% of time to sit around and just read and think. Zero distractions. I don't know where I could take you. I take you to the brink of madness or like enlightenment. I don't know. It's crazy. Not saying Charles Manson's like not catching me with that one, but just saying to sit in a cell all day with nothing but literature and thoughts. Whew, yikes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've seen like experiments where people like did like solitary. Like they would this guy closed himself into a white room for like 10 days with nothing but like some water and like not energy drinks, like what is it called? The fucking, those like milkshake things people drink.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was in there for like 10 whole days or like a week or something. And he just, I don't know. He just fucking
Start losing it.
not losing it, but like he just became like completely blank.
You ever see videos of those like sound deprivation rooms with like zero sounds emitted? Like people like start losing their minds after a couple minutes. If you turn off all the lights and sound, like people like start losing their mind. Like no one's ever been able to make it after a set amount of time.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this guy who went in one of those and he said he could hear his own heartbeat.
Yeah, you start like hearing your blood like circulating, your bones crunching when you move. Yeah. Yeah. Start driving you crazy. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So you ever hear of the Russian sleep experiments? A bunch of I really.
I remember hearing a creepypasta about that.
Yeah, I got really into dark experiments. World War II is great for them, by the way. But so they basically took these people, put them in a dark room, zero light, and started pushing this gas into the room, which is essentially like almost an amphetamine. But what happened was it kept them awake, and they would just be in the dark. And after like 100 days, dude, people would be like awake. They would turn on the lights, and they were like zombie creatures. They couldn't stand the light, and they basically just lived for the gas. And then once they stopped getting it, they died immediately.
Damn.
Yeah, like you'll die from sleep deprivation. That's what they proved with it, essentially.
I remember there was another like guy who did a lot of like fucked up experiments on people. Like I don't know if it was in World War II, but I remember he was another doctor. He did like things like decapitated people and tried to reattach their heads, or like I think he fed somebody. No, he fed somebody to rats.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's Mangala with the Nazis. There's Mangala, Joseph Mangala. He was big into twins experiments and eugenics. And then there was the Japanese actually had a bunch of ones that don't get talked about. They're actually hidden. You know why? Because the Japanese were pardoned after World War II with all their doctors and scientists were pardoned for all the dark evil shit they were doing by the government. And the U.S. bought all their experiments. But they were like basically going around gassing towns and handing out lollipops of just chemicals to children and just studying the side effects. Like there's like literally like there's like court documents and basically like they'll go down like just reporters like the doctor would just give a child this poison in a lollipop and they would just sit there and watch this child just die. Like dark stuff, dude. And then they would just get completely pardoned by the U.S. government and bought all their research.
Yeah, man, I remember that part.
Yeah.
You giving me more to research now.
Yeah, dude. It was 47, room 47. Google room 47 for the Japanese. Fun stuff.
I'd also like to try reading the book like that was based around a serial killer named Mr. Softy. You ever heard of that guy?
No, it sounds familiar. Mr. Softy. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he used to do a bunch of like fucked up shit. Like he was a hitman, and he would like at first he was like he used to like cut people open and throw them in the water so they wouldn't so the body wouldn't float to the top, or like he'd poison people by bumping into them and getting their getting like ricin or something into their skin on their clothes so it would seep into their skin. Just a bunch of like crazy shit like that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
There's like he's got a whole book on that stuff, so been thinking about like trying to read that, but I've never like really been like someone who could just sit down and read a chapter book. That's why I like comic books so much.
Nah, you just gotta
It's the
find what
pictures.
interests you. Like some books I struggle through, and some books you like want to get back to. It's weird. You just gotta find the ones that interest you. Like oddly enough, like the books like 1984, like stuff like that. I like, like dystopian. Love that stuff. Brave New World, or like even like Hunger Games. Loved it. Like still dystopian, but like even like teenage style, addictively good. But then some books you just gotta like push through. It's like weird, Just gotta find one you like, kind of thing. I'm the same way. Like, if I find something, my offset is to not be able to read. You know what I'm saying? I have to like find something. I've read the first 10 pages of 1,000 books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've not read 1,000 books. So, yeah, that's my suggestion for reading. I'm the same way. My offset's not to read. If you don't catch me in the first 10 pages, like I'm not giving you the shot. That's probably not great, but you ever read hood books? You ever read hood books?
Like books from the hood?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, dude, there's a whole genre. There's murder mystery. There's like, oh, dude, murder mystery hood, but there's hood books essentially written. It's crazy. It's just, oh my god, dude, I cannot wait to get you in the hood books, dude. So imagine murder mystery, except it's just shot in the hood and it's written with complete like ebonics. Like the whole thing's written in ebonics, and it's just, but like it's, and now imagine like Jerry Springer, but written in a murder mystery. This is hood books. I'm gonna get you on, dude. They're so
yes.
addictively good, dude.
So like,
your brain will rot because you're gonna get done reading and you're gonna speak like worse than when you went in. You're gonna not talk correctly.
well, at least
it's so good. It's so entertaining.
At least I'll be able to understand ebonics. So.
Yeah, it's wild. You're like reading, you're like, ain't no way you fucking fuck my sister, you dumb bitch. And then Jerry shot her, and you're like, what the fuck am I reading? But it's so good. It's fun, dude.
Nice.
There's a lot of fun books out there. Yeah. All right, we gotta wrap this up soon. What we want to end on, man?
I don't know.
You want to shout out anything? You want to speak on anything? You want to sell anything?
Just that if you want to see me in the flesh, I'm always at Jose's Pistols every Tuesday at 9:30. You know,
come out Tuesdays 9:30, Philadelphia.
they treat me like family
Pistols.
down there.
You'll always see this guy. He's put on a great show.
I don't know about a great show, but I'll be up there.
You're going to follow him on Instagram, of course. I'm going to put his links below. You're going to follow his artwork on Instagram, of course. Follow those links below.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Follow Ebony Moore and Tommy Mavra.
Shout out Ebony Moore, Tommy Mavra.
The wonderful human beings.
I was thinking about asking Ebony this week. I was talking. I was like, I'm going to try and get Ebony on. I was she shot a pod with Max, and I was there with it shooting. I was like, Ebony's fun time. Maybe talk to Ebony, Yeah. Shout out Ebony.
Love you, Ebony.
Oh, love you, Ebony. I'm gonna clip that and just make it send it to her.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Tuesdays, catch this guy. Follow his links below, and you're my favorite guy in the whole world, dude. Thanks again for calling.
You're the sweetest.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Oh, guys.
Ooh, sticky, sticky. Sticky, 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 blicky, blicky, blicky.